Dear students, our next topic is working of PN junction diode. So before going to the details of working, let us study how to make a PN junction diode. Here you see here P material. So in the last class we discussed about the details of the important charge carriers within the P material. See here P, this plus sign indicate the holes, positive charge carriers, and very few electrons are there. They are known as minority charge carriers and ions. So like that, in every material there are three type of charge carriers. Similarly, if you see N-type semiconductor, electrons are majority charge carriers and very few holes are there. They are known as minority charge carriers and oppositely charged ions, positive ions. So every semiconductor material after becoming the extrinsic semiconductor consists of three type of charge carriers. Now, if you combine P and N material like this, a junction will be formed. That process we will study now. See here there are more number of positive charges, and here there are very less number of positive charges. Similarly, in case of N-type semiconductor, there are more number of electrons in the N region and very less number of electrons in the P region, because they are minority carriers here. Now, if you combine these two materials, what is going on? Here, there is a majority charge carrier concentration. Here, the carrier concentration is less. Similarly, the electrons are more here, electrons are less here. So, we call this as a concentration gradient. That is, more number of carriers, less number of carriers. So, there is a diffusion process in such a way that carriers will move from higher concentration to lower concentration. So, very few of the holes which are very nearest to these walls will move into this side, leaving a negative ions. Similarly, the electrons from the N side cross towards P-type material by the process of diffusion and create a positive ions on the, leave positive ions on the right side. So, after some amount of time, a strong barrier will be formed. So, if you see the next diagram, here the P side and this is N side. Very few holes jumping to other side leaving negative ions. Very few electrons jump to this side and leaving positive ions. Now, if you see, the ions are immobile. In the last class we studied very clearly that the ions are immobile, and another characteristic of this ion is they exhibit very strong electric field intensity. Therefore, P side negative ion distribution, N side positive ion distribution. So, there is a strong barrier will be happen. Why we call this as a barrier? Because it will stop further movement of the carriers. For example, if this positive charge tries to cross this barrier, cross this area, it will be opposed by strong positive ions. Suppose, if an electron try to cross this area, this negative charge ions will repel back. That's why it will form a strong barrier. See here, so this is like this, a PN junction will be formed. So this is one of the important questions for you, how a PN junction will be formed. So there are several names are given to this barrier. This is the first thing is potential barrier. Why? Because the P side negative ion distribution, N side positive ion distribution, it will form a strong electric field intensity. That's why it has some potential barrier. Suppose if the material is a germanium, it is around 0.3, and if it is a silicon, the barrier is 0.7 volts. So that's why, as it is exhibiting certain electric field intensity, it is known as a potential barrier. And it is also known as a depletion layer, depletion region or depletion layer. Why? Because it is depleted by mobile carriers. So mobile carriers are holes here, they are moving, electrons are here, they are moving, and you know that the ions are immobile. So the total barrier is occupied by immobile ions. That is, it is totally vacant of mobile carriers. That's why it is known as a depletion layer. That is, the region is depleted by mobile charge carriers. So like that we can say that it is also known as a depletion layer, space charge region, or the depletion layer also. Okay, we can explain the working of p-n junction diode under three conditions. Number one, without any supply, that is zero bias. There is no external voltage given to any p-n junction diode, just it will form a barrier. So what is this a barrier? This barrier is nothing but a measurement. For example, if you take a germanium, the barrier voltage is 0.3 volts, and if it is a silicon, the barrier is 0.6 or 0.7 volts. So how to understand these values? For example, if the semiconductor diode is made up of germanium, the barrier voltage is 0.3. That is, if any positive charge, or you can also represent it like a hole also. Hole can be represented as a circle. So either positive or hole, if it try to cross this barrier, the voltage exhibited by this hole must be greater than 0.3. Similarly, if any electron try to cross this barrier, the electron can also be represented as a small dot. If any electron try to cross this barrier, it should have the capacity more than 0.3 volts. So that's the meaning of barrier voltage. Therefore, when p-n junction diode is under no bias or zero bias condition, we can simply say that it will form a barrier. This barrier is 0.3 for germanium and 0.7 for silicon. Now, to this same p-n junction diode, we will give some connections. That is, P material is connected to positive terminal of the battery and N material is connected to negative terminal of the battery. This is known as a forward bias condition, which is a useful operating position or operating region of diode. Therefore, P means, as I said earlier, so holes are majority charge carriers, and similarly in case of N material, electrons are majority charge carriers. So now there are sufficient number of electrons on this side and sufficient number of holes are also on this side. So due to forward bias condition, this is a positive terminal of the battery, this is a positive charge carrier. So definitely there is a strong opposition because of the same charge carrier. So the hole will try to move towards the barrier. But as I said earlier, this barrier will repel the holes back. Similarly, forward bias condition means if a P material is connected to positive terminal of the battery, N material is connected to negative terminal of the battery, this is known as a forward bias condition. Okay, so here, for example, assume that holes are majority carriers here. There are so many number of holes. Similarly, in case of N material, there are many majority carriers of electrons. Now, let us see. As soon as you are increasing the positive potential externally, the holes move towards the barrier. Why? Because holes are also having positive charge, so that they will be repelled. Similarly, in this side, the negative terminal of the battery will repel the electrons back, so that they will move towards the barrier. They will also move towards the barrier. But there is a strong barrier based upon the material, silicon or germanium. So the holes and electrons will come here and they will stop here because of the internal bias. Internal voltage is more than the external voltage. Therefore, whenever the external voltage is more than this barrier voltage, for example, germanium 0.3, and if it is silicon, it is 0.7. 0.7 for silicon and 0.3 for germanium. Therefore, when the external voltage is more than this one, automatically see the barrier is decreasing. Therefore, overall conclusion is when a p-n junction diode is forward biased, the depletion width decreases. As you see here, in the without any bias, there are two columns of negative charge distribution, two columns of positive ion distribution. See, whenever you are increasing the external bias, automatically the depletion width decreases. Width decreases means resistance decreases. Resistance of what? The resistance to the carriers to cross the barrier into the opposite direction decreases. Therefore, automatically after some time, the depletion layer disappears. Therefore, there is a free flow of carriers from this side to that side will happen. Therefore, the current in the external wires is due to electrons only. Please remember, the current in the external wires is due to electrons only. So, the electrons cross this barrier with a lot of speeds and they will come like this. See, like this, the electrons flow will take place. Similarly, the holes cross the barrier and they reach here. The moment they reach here, oppositely, see here, if you see the connection, see here, the holes, the electrons will circulate like this. The moment they come this side, the hole will coming in the opposite direction, they get neutralized. So continuously there is a charge carrier generation in that, and finally the current in the external wires is like this. The current in the external wires is flowing like this. Therefore, as soon as you are increasing the external voltage, and if it is greater than this barrier voltage, then the electron current will flow in a systematic way. Now, let us see how the new holes will be created. The moment the hole recombine with the incoming electron, equal number of covalent bonds will break within the material and they create new electrons and holes. Continuously holes will be here and electrons will come out. So, this is the operation of PN junction diode under forward bias condition. So, now let us conclude. After the forward bias operation, what are the conclusions? As soon as the forward bias is increasing, automatically the forward current increases. What is reducing here? Depletion width decreases, thereby resistance decreases. So these are the conclusions. So what is that resistance? Resistance to the flow of carriers decreases because the depletion width is decreasing slowly. Therefore, as soon as the forward voltage is more than the internal barrier, the current flow in the external wires increases because the width of the depletion layer decreases, thereby resistance decreases. So, just opposite property will be seen in the reverse bias condition. Okay, next slide. Here, you will see the reverse operation of PN junction diode, that is, when a PN junction diode is connected in reverse bias condition. Reverse bias means what? See, the P material is connected to negative terminal of the battery and N material is connected to positive terminal of the battery. Just you have interchanged the connections of the battery to the PN junction diode. The holes are attracted towards the negative terminal of the battery. Electrons are attracted towards the positive terminal of the battery. So, whenever the holes and electrons are moving away from the depletion layer, they leave oppositely charged ions. Therefore, depletion width is so wide. Here, in the previous diagram, the depletion width is very less. Whereas, in case of this diagram, the depletion width increases. Therefore, there is no physical phenomena for the majority carriers to cross the barrier. And here the holes are majority charge carriers. They will not cross the barrier because they are moving away. They are all moving away. They are all moving away. Similarly, electrons are attracted towards the positive terminal of the battery. All the electrons are moving away from the junction. But here one interesting thing happens. The current in the reverse biased diode is due to minority carriers. Minority carriers means what? In p-type material, see here, there is an electron, minority carrier. Here is one more electron, minority carrier. And in n-type, holes are minority carriers. See here one hole, here one hole. So when a PN junction diode is reverse biased, the maximum current is due to minority carriers. That is, how they are constituting a current. See here, as soon as the depletion width increases and as soon as you are increasing the more reverse bias, this hole is repelled by positive terminal of the battery. They can easily cross this barrier. So what is the characteristic of a minority carrier? The minority carriers attain some kinetic energy because of this high reverse voltage. Here in the lab you will verify this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that you are increasing the reverse voltage. that will cause a strong repulsion by this positive terminal of the battery and they attain kinetic energy. What is kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. The velocity to the square. So the high velocity, the kinetic energy is sufficient to cross this barrier. Similarly, the holes or majority charge carriers, the minority carriers are electrons. Again, electrons will attain a high kinetic energy and this electron easily cross the barrier and they will come out of the material. Therefore, they will cause a reverse current. So, see the direction of current in the reverse bias condition is from N-type material to the positive type material. In the previous diagram, the current direction, the electrons flow is from P to N. Therefore, like this, you can study the forward and reverse bias condition of a PN junction diode. Now, let us see some animated picture of this PN junction, working of PN junction diode. Now, let us see the animated version how the PN junction diode works. Here, see, this is a P-type material. Already, I told you the holes are majority charge carriers, and in N-type material, electrons are majority charge carriers, and in between there is a junction. So, how the PN junction will be formed? That you know already. This is the P-type material, and this is N-type material, and in between there is a barrier, and the connections given to this P material are towards this P material is considered as anode. This is anode, and the other side, N material other side, it is considered as a cathode. So here the PN junction, if the anode is connected to positive terminal of the battery, that and cathode is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, that is known as a forward bias condition. See the how the holes and electrons are crossing this barrier and cause the external wire current passing through the external wires is electrons. So this condition is termed as a on condition of PN junction diode. See, whenever the holes are moving towards this barrier, the barrier disappears. So just now we discussed about this. Similarly, the electrons are repelled by the negative terminal of the battery, so they will move towards the barrier. Okay, so after that, we can consider this as a switch so that the electrons flow will be like this. So if you connect any fluorescent bulb here, the bulb will glow as soon as the electrons are flowing through the wires. So suppose if you disconnect any wire here, the flow of electrons will be stopped and the current will be, there is no current flow through the bulb. So like that, when the switch is on means the supply is giving, and if the switch is open, then that will be considered as a off condition of the diode. So like that, see here, the moment the holes combine with the oppositely charged electrons, equal number of holes will be generated here. Like that, generation and recombination takes place within the same structure. That's why even if the holes are recombined with the electrons, the number is not neutralized. It always maintains equilibrium condition. So like that you can explain the operation of a PN junction diode.